always into reading. In fact, I read my first novel in 6th standard. Then how did I become this reader and I started reading 50 plus books every year despite having a hectic schedule and a full-time job? In this video, I'm going to share 11 tips to become a reader for beginners. Hi there, I am Manpreet. I make book-related videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you how to become a reader or how you can become a better reader. And I have made a video like this before. I'll link it down below. But this video has even more tips and I feel like even more insights that can help you become a reader. The video is ideal for beginner readers and it is also good for the people who do read books every once in a while but want to become better readers. So without further ado, let's get started with this video. My number one tip is make reading a part of your schedule. If you think that one day you will feel like reading a lot of books and then you will start reading books, you will never end up becoming a regular reader. You have to make yourself read books and put it in your schedule, because otherwise something will come up. A new Netflix show or a friend's call or anything will come up and you would not read. But if it's a part of your schedule, you will read books. I would recommend try to read a few pages in the morning and in the evening before you go to sleep. If you have to pick one time, read books in the morning. But also if you are starting out, try to read books after you have exercised in the morning. Because what happens is that after you exercise, your brain is able to concentrate more and you will be able to concentrate more on the task you are doing, any task. So if you are reading a book, it will help you concentrate more and understand it better. Number two tip is read more. If you want to become a better reader, if you want to read more books, you just have to read. That is so obvious. A lot of us keep waiting for that right moment or that right time or that right motivation that will make us a better reader, but that is not going to happen. You just have to make yourself read more books, and one day you will be so much into books that you won't be able to imagine your life without books, like it happened to me. Number three tip I have for you is that you should start with short books. Now if you're beginning out and you are starting with a thick novel like the ones I have over here, Stephen King or some big fantasy novel, then you will find it difficult to continue reading and read more and be inspired to read more. So I would suggest that to begin, read very short novels. In fact, Indian college romance novels are very short and easy to read. But you can also start with short stories, short story collection. You do not have to read the whole novel. You can read just a story, enjoy it, then build up your habit of reading. Once you are comfortable with short stories and you are confident with them, you can move on to some short books which are called novellas. And once you are done with the novellas, you can start reading novels. And even with novels, I would say read short novels first. Do not touch classics at this time. Read very short novels and then start upping the difficulty level of the books you are reading, you are picking, and then this is how you become a reader. Number four tip to become a better reader is to surround yourself with books. If you want to read books, you should be surrounded with books. This is what I do. A lot of you may be students or you may be low on money, so you cannot really surround yourself with 100 plus books. But if you look at it deeply, you do not have to literally surround yourself with the books. What I mean to say is that you need to be seeing books all the time. You may have 2 to 3 books, or you may take 3 to 5 books from the library, or you may own maybe just 3-4 books and borrow from your friends, but keep books with you all the time. When you're sleeping, make sure there's a book lying on your bedside. When you are working, make sure there's a book lying on your study table. And this is what I do whenever I take a break. If a book is lying just in front of me instead of my phone, I would pick up a book, right? If you're using social media, try to follow the Bookstagram community and also the Booktuber community. Who are we? It's a set of people who watch booktube videos and who make booktube videos. There are a lot of booktubers out there from different countries who read different sort of books, and you can follow them depending on what sort of books you like or whose style you like, okay? And Bookstagram community is the community of people who talk about books on Instagram, and it's a huge community and you should definitely be a part of it and benefit having people around you who are always talking about books and inspiring you to read more. Number 5 suggestion I have for you is to find your type of book. See, a lot of people have told me that, Manpreet, I try to read books, but I don't think they are my cup of tea. That is because you did not find your type of book. The day you find the right book, the day you find a book that moves you, or that makes a difference in your life, you will fall in love with books. So I would say when you're beginning out, try to find out which genre you would like. Usually try to see what kind of movies you like and try to pick up the books that are similar to those movies, and then gradually experiment with more books, and you will find out which genres you like, what are the type of books you like, and voila, you will be a reader. Number 6 suggestion I have for you is to track your reading progress. How do you do that? There's a website called Goodreads. This is the website where you can go and you can mark the books that you want to read, or you can mark the books that you are reading, or you can mark the books that you have read. And there are also yearly challenges, so you can pledge, let's just say 20 books, 50 books you will read per year, and then track your reading progress. What happens when you use an app like this is that you are more accountable to yourself. You know how many books you have read this year, and every time you check the app, it's sort of like a wake-up call for you that maybe you're not reading enough books, or maybe you're just beating yourself up for not reading enough books. You are reading a lot. You will know about yourself as a reader for sure when you have a proper tracking process. So Goodreads is a website you should definitely use. And then you can also start a blog or a journal documenting your reading process. For example, the channel you are watching right now, this is my online journal to document my reading process. So I talk about all the books that I want to read, all the books that I have, all the books that I've read, what I think about them on this channel. Similarly, you can start a blog if you are into writing, okay, and you can just document your experience of reading there. You can also start a personal journal. You do not have to put it out on social media. It's not necessary. So you can start a personal journal and keep your record of books and what you thought about them in that journal, and it really helps. I started when I was in 6th standard, I told you, right? And then I had those little copies. I don't know, somebody gifted them to me, but they were little copies, and this size copies, and you would just write down what book you read, when you read it, and what you thought about in like 10 lines. And it really helped me to read more. Number 7 suggestion I have for you is to have choices. If you have just one book to read and you are not feeling like it, you would not be reading, and that is not good for you. So always have a couple of choices. For example, this bookshelf, I have about 200 plus books on this bookshelf that I haven't read. Now that is not something I would recommend you to do, okay? Do not have such a huge TBR shelf, but they also give me a choice. They also give me a choice to pick up the book that I want to read instead of, being forced to pick up this one particular book. Now, I am not asking you to go heavy on consumerism and buy a lot of books, okay? Just buy the books that you really want to read and try to read them right away. But still, buy 2-3 extra books so that you have a choice. You should have a choice of picking up a different book if you're not feeling like reading this particular book. Number 8 suggestion I have for you that I think will definitely make you a better reader, will definitely help the beginners, is to have a daily reading goal. I would say that do not keep your reading goal as reading a particular number of books, because I have tried them. They do not work. If you are thinking I will read 10 books this month, you will procrastinate till the last day, and there's no way you'll be able to read 10 books in one day, okay? Unless you are a very fast reader and you're reading very short books. But there are a lot of variables there, and that also means that if you are procrastinating that way, you would not read for the entire month. You do not want that to happen. You want to be a regular reader. So make a daily goal. So make a daily page goal. Like how many number of pages you will read per day. So begin your day by trying to meet that goal, and do not procrastinate and put it to tomorrow. So let's just say for a beginner, you can start with I will read 10 pages every day, or I will read 25 pages every day. I try to read 100 pages every day. Make sure you start small. Do not start with 100 pages a day. It's really tough to meet. Even I fail sometimes in that. Number 9 suggestion I have for you is to learn to enjoy reading. I've always felt really sad for the people who think reading is just a habit. A lot of people term it as a habit, thinking that it's a choice. You may or may not be a reader, but if you do not make that choice of reading books, you will lose out a lot in your life. You will lose out some great ideas that could have been yours. You will lose out some great personal development tips that would have made you a better person, professionally and personally, that would have made your loved ones appreciate you better. You will lose out on a lot of stories, and you will lose out on an effective medication for stress and relaxation. So reading cannot be that habit that's a choice. Reading has to be a must-have habit. You have to develop the habit of reading, and you have to learn how to enjoy books. Once you learn that, you will never go back. You will never stop reading books. Now you'll be like, Manpreet, how do I learn to enjoy See, it's about having a good book to read. Never ever try to read a book that you are not enjoying. I, as a booktuber, and a lot of people as book reviewers, try to read the books that don't impress them a lot, but we still read them because of professional commitments or because of our commitment to you guys. But you do not have to put yourself through that torture, okay? Do not ever read a book or continue reading a book that you're not enjoying. So that is number one. And number two, build a good atmosphere around you when you're trying to read a book. Maybe go to a cafe to read a book, or maybe light some scented candles, or clean your room completely. Make it look beautiful while you sit down to flip the pages of your book. Number 10 suggestion I have for you is to avoid distractions. If there is a lot of noise around you, if there are people chatting around you, if your phone is buzzing all the time, you won't be able to read your book or enjoy it. You will leave it. You will say, I did not enjoy it. But it's not the book's fault. It's your fault that your phone was ringing. It's your fault that you were in a noisy place. So out of all of my tips to become a reader for beginners, this is very important that you have distraction free reading so that you can actually immerse yourself into the book and enjoy it. And my last tip for you guys is to be accountable. Tell your friends that you want to read 25 books this year. Tell it on social media maybe, or on your blog. Now listen, sometimes it doesn't work for people. It hasn't worked for me many times, but sometimes it has worked. I have been able to vlog regularly without missing a day for about 21 days. That had never happened in my life because I told my viewers that I will vlog daily for this many days, or I'll try to do it for as many days as possible. And I beat my own record. Accountability works in different ways. Find out how it works for you and make yourself accountable to this habit, to this practice of reading books, okay? So I really hope these tips will help you out. Reading is something that is very close to my heart, and I really want people to read more books because I feel like reading really introduces you to a lot of good things in your life. So do not miss out on those things. Make an effort to become a reader and share this video with your friends so that they also get some tips to adapt the brilliant habit of reading. So yeah, I hope this video helps you out. If it does, make sure you hit a thumbs up and comment down below with whether you like this video or not, and whether you think this video will help you out or not. This is Manvi signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.